Hi everyone, this is Mrs. O'Neill. I am at Osborne High School and I am about to leave the exit that's closest to your classroom, Ollie. It's the exit that goes out and walks under the covered walkway over to the Johnson wing, or the Johnson building, okay? So I'm in the west wing of the school. I'm gonna walk out this door. I'm gonna follow the sidewalk and I'm gonna walk up to Old Town Manassas and to the bakery, all right? So here we go. I'll let you see. Whoops, let me flip the camera around so you can see. Here's the hallway. Here's the door, big blue double doors with a mat. And out we go. It's a lovely day, so I decided to make a video today. And now I am walking under the covered walkway, which you all know so well. Remember, there's poles that your canes hit from time to time. Let me put my sunglasses on because it's sunny today. I'm turning right, and here's the Johnson building in front of me. Or actually, it's off to my left side. There's the ramp that goes up to the door. And I'm just walking along the sidewalk. The brick wall of the building is to the left, and the parking lot where a lot of teachers park is on the right. Maybe students park there too, I don't know. Now I'm passing the other entrance to the Johnson building. We never really went in this one, but it's an option. All right, and now I'm continuing to follow the sidewalk. I'm walking towards the parking lot and the driveway that comes into the parking lot of the school. And the sidewalk is going off to the left, so I'm gonna follow it. Can hear some cars in the distance. We're getting closer to Main Street. Here is the metal fence, the chain link fence on the left. You can still hear cars. Keep listening. I'm going to be quiet so you can hear. You can hear some other sounds too. I think I hear a helicopter. You can hear the car sounds getting closer. Yeah, definitely a helicopter. I can see it up in the sky now. Oh, here's another landmark. This is the big yellow, they're gates that they can close to close in the driveway of the school so that nobody can come in this entrance. And this is the bus parking lot over to the right side of me. Okay, I am facing Main Street. Here comes a car. And what I'm gonna do, I wanna go in the same direction that car is going. So I'm gonna turn right, and I see a crosswalk. I am going to cross the crosswalk. I don't hear any cars coming in front of me. I have some parallel traffic, but that's okay because I'm gonna move with the parallel traffic. The parallel traffic is on my left. And I'm gonna keep walking on the sidewalk. Now I'm walking past the parking lot where the buses are parked. You can see the school buses there. I'm gonna stay on the sidewalk. Some more parallel traffic. Okay, here comes something of interest. Parallel traffic, and I have made it to the warning strip. Tactile warning strip, okay? It's bumpy. This one isn't a very bright color. It's kind of a reddish color, but it's got the bumps there. Your cane would feel it. If I had a cane, you could hear it, but you can feel it with your feet as well. Okay, so this is where I want to stand to cross the street, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to face Main Street, the street that the cars were all on. I could go either way. I could cross the driveway of the school and then cross Main Street, or I can cross Main Street here. Usually we cross Main Street here. So what we do is we listen and we look. I don't see cars that way. I don't see cars that way, and I don't hear any cars. So I'm going to cross the street. This is the spot where you have to cross the street, and there isn't a stop sign and there isn't a light or anything. So you just have to listen and cross when you don't hear any cars. All right, I made it across. There's some bumpy, rocky pavement over here to let you know you made it. And then I'm going to turn to the right and continue along the same direction I was going, which is up towards the city, Old Town. I hear some kids playing. There's a playground on the right. So you might hear different sounds. Now, because I crossed over to the other side of Main Street, the parallel traffic is on my right side. All right? You can hear it as it goes past me. And the landmark here is that we're going up a hill. We gotta go up a pretty steep hill. And when we get to the top of that hill, we're at an intersection. We've got the museum on the left. You might hear cars in front of me because I'm almost at the intersection where we have some cross traffic, all right? We're almost at the intersection of Main Street and Prince William Street. And here we are. They don't have a warning strip or anything here, but what they do have is a little yellow line and a little bit of a lip where the curb is. All right, so you can hear cars. What happens here is, I'll show you, there is a stop sign here. There's the stop sign, and it says stop all way. That means everybody that approaches this intersection has to stop. And instead of a white painted crosswalk, there's a brick crosswalk with white lines around the edges of it. So you can kind of see. It's a little different than the typical crosswalk. So this car stopped and now they get to go. What happens at a four-way stop is that everybody has to stop, and the first person who got to the intersection gets to go first. Everybody has to take turns. It's a little confusing sometimes. All right, and what we normally do at this intersection, because it's a little confusing and it's hard to tell who got there first. We wait for it to be quiet like it is right now, and then we start to cross. Because if a car is coming, they all have to stop. You might hear a car behind me coming. You might hear a car to my left coming towards me, but they all have to stop. So you're safe to start crossing when it's quiet. Ooh, and here's a warning strip. They do have one warning strip here on this intersection, so there it is. Whenever you see this, Ali, I'm telling you, and your brothers and your brother and sister, they already know. Whenever you see this or feel it with your cane, it means that you need to be careful, because what it's warning you of is that there is a street nearby or a driveway or someplace where cars might be. All right, so I'm gonna keep going in the same direction that I've been walking. I don't make any turns on this route to the bakery. I just go in a straight line because the bakery is on Main Street. Now, you might be able to tell it's kind of dark here. It's a little shady because there's a building on my left side that's kind of tall. It's a big parking garage. So that's a good landmark for us. You can tell that it's shady here. The sun is on the other side of it. And I'm coming towards the railroad tracks. Oh, you might have heard that. You might have heard a car go over the railroad tracks. It's quiet because there's not a lot of people here. Oh, look, there's some warning strips. Makes the sound that they make. The reason those are there is because we're near the train tracks. We're near the platform where people stand. So people could come off of the platform and want to cross the street here, and they just want them to know, oh, the street's right here. Past this. You might have heard that. That was a car. Let's listen to this one. It's a car going over the railroad tracks. There it goes. Maybe it's going to go slow. There it goes. And we're going to cross the railroad tracks. Now, if we weren't supposed to cross the railroad track, then these big arms would come down, lights would be flashing, and there would be a ding, 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 ding sound. So we would know not to cross the railroad tracks because a train was coming. All right, we made it across. Now we're going to keep going in the same direction. The next thing we pass is a little parking lot on the left, and there's a place here where we need to cross over the parking lot. So I'm listening. I don't hear anything. I'm going to cross this driveway, and there's a second driveway into this little parking lot. And here it is, and I'm going to go across it because there aren't any cars coming or going. And now I am starting to approach the first buildings. All right. And the bakery has a couple of landmarks to let us know that we have found it. And here's one of them. There's a planter. There are two planters. And there's a little welcome mat. There is a little step up. And there's the number of the bakery. We've never really paid attention to that. It's 9410. All right. And there is a step up when you go into the bakery. We'll just go in and say hello. Here's the door. Oops, I gotta put on my mask. I forgot. I took my mask off. So let me set the phone down here. Sorry. And here we go. In we go. Just gonna walk in. Hi. I'm just saying hi. I used to always bring my students here from Osborne that were visually impaired. and I'm doing a video for one of them, reminders of some of the routes we took. So I wanted to come in the bakery since we found it. So, hi. I know. I'm capturing them. It smells delicious in here. Thanks. You guys have a great day. Bye. All right, out we go. If you guys were here, we would buy a bunch of goodies, but Mrs. O'Neill does not need any goodies, so she's not going to get any. All right, now we're going to go back the same way we came, all right? So we come out of this bakery with our yummy goodies, and we could sit here and eat them, but we don't have them, so we're not. So now I'm gonna turn right. I'm gonna head back towards the school. And we're just doing the same thing that we did to come here. We're retracing our steps, all right? It's called reversing the route. And the first thing we're gonna find is the driveway into the little parking lot. There's a little parking lot. Now everything is on the opposite side of me. So now the parallel traffic is on my left. Here comes parallel traffic. The little parking lot is on my right. And the driveway is in front of me. So I'm going to cross the driveway. Now I'm crossing driveway number 2. I'm back on the sidewalk and I'm approaching the railroad tracks. All right, I don't hear any ding, ding, ding. I don't see any flashing lights. I don't see the bar coming down. I'm looking and I don't see a train or hear a train, and it's pretty obvious when a train is here. I wish a train would come by while I'm out doing one of these videos. But I think you guys probably all remember how loud the train is. All right, I made it across. You can hear that truck going over. There's the warning strip. Gonna pass that. There's the parking garage. I'm still in the shade. You're gonna notice when I come out of the shade and I'm back into the sunshine that is being blocked by this building on my right. You might be able to see a red sign coming up. And it is the stop sign. So that means I have made it to the intersection, and you can hear cars. So intersection, remember, all the cars have to stop. There's my warning strip. I'm gonna stand here, and you know what? That car went, so that means it's my turn actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross with the parallel traffic, maybe. And you can hear a car on my right that had to stop at the stop sign. And I made it. So we can cross the intersection when there's cars there. We just have to do some practicing on that. There's the museum. The museum is now on the right side of me. You can hear parallel traffic on the left. And now we're going downhill instead of uphill. So we're on the same part of the sidewalk. We're on the same hill, but we're going down the hill because everything is opposite when we're going back to where we started. You can hear some cars coming. They're on the left side of me where they're supposed to be. And here's a landmark that I didn't point out when we were coming. This is that little area where the sidewalk branches off and there's a statue near the museum. You guys might remember that. Sometimes, well, there are flag poles there, so sometimes if it's windy, you'll hear the flags moving there on the pole, but it's not that windy today, so that's not happening right now. Here comes our next landmark. This is the rocky pavement that's serving as warning strips for us, okay? And this is the one that's really big. A lot of times we get tricked here and think, oh, this is where we're crossing the street. But we usually wait until the second bumpy set of pavement, okay? The small bumpy pavement. So this is the big bumpy pavement. So anyway, so we are not crossing here. We're gonna go over this bumpiness. We could cross there, but we're not, because we usually try to stick to the same route that we're used to following, okay? And here is our smaller bumpy pavement, okay? So this is the one where I'm gonna turn to the left. I'm gonna look at the crosswalk. I'm gonna listen and a car went away from me, and it's pretty quiet now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cross. And you might hear a car approaching on the right side of me, but I have the right of way, and I'm out of their way. And I made it across. Here is the warning strip over here to let you know you made it. And then we do have to make a turn to the right, but we just stay on the sidewalk and we're walking in the same direction back to school. So this whole trip, it's all like a straight line. It's what you would call an I-shaped route because it's shaped like the letter I, the print letter I. Not the Braille letter I, but the print letter I, which is just a straight line. So even though you feel like you turn a little bit on this route, you really don't make a turn off of the road. You stay on Main Street. And it sounded like the people in the bakery remembered all of you guys, so that was nice. You guys are famous in this town, right? Okay, so we're almost back. Got a couple more landmarks to spot. There are still crunchy leaves. I know you guys would find those a lot of times with your cane on. Hear that? There's still some dead leaves around. No one has raked up all the leaves that fall at your school. And I have arrived back at the place where I enter your school building. So here's the crosswalk. I don't hear any cars at all. I'm gonna cross over. And this is where I do make a definite turn, because if I kept going straight, I would just walk past your school. So I'm gonna turn left, and I'm gonna notice those big yellow gates that they can close if they want to. The gates have a stop sign on them. They're generally open. I've never been here before when they were closed, so they probably close them at night or something. All right, so we're gonna stay on the sidewalk. The chain link fence is now on the right side of me. You can hear that? Cars are on the left because remember, this is a driveway that leads you into the school parking lot. And there's a lot of crunchy leaves near me here. I'll let you hear. So you might hear me stepping on some that fall onto the sidewalk. And I just follow the sidewalk. And we went different ways. Sometimes we went into a different door of the school. Let's do that today, okay? We're gonna stay straight on the sidewalk. If I veer off to the right, where there's an intersecting sidewalk that goes off to the right, that'll lead me to the Johnson building. But we'll go this way. We'll go straight, and we'll go in a different door. There is a bumpy pavement here. It's not tactile warning strips, but it's just this concrete with rocks in it. But your cane would feel this different texture because the other sidewalk is smooth. All right, there's also yellow paint on the curbs to make you notice. And here's the crosswalk. And I hear a car, but it's not coming towards me. It's going into the parking lot. So I'm crossing. There's my yellow curb, and this, instead of having a curb cut out, there's an actual curb. So I have to step up onto the curb. Now I'm on the sidewalk, and this sidewalk leads us across the front of your school building. And there's the school building on the right. Parking lot and driveway are on the left. And I hear an airplane in the sky. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know how good the sound on my phone is. Okay, so off to the right is, this is not the main entrance of the school. This is the second entrance of the school that's on the front of the building. All right, and we're not going to really go in, but we'll just approach it. There's the doors. You might hear the sound is a little different now that I'm under this little roof. It's called like an overhang in front of these doors. All right, and there's the parking lot and the Baldwin Elementary School, or intermediate. Elementary and intermediate? Yeah, sorry. That's the school that's across from your school. It's just across the parking lot. All right, so this is where we will say goodbye for this time. This was your January lesson, and I hope you guys are having a great 2021 so far, and hope to see you soon. Bye.